In the 4th century BC, Sun Tzu wrote, "If a general knows my strategy, then he is sure to win." Eras and battles have succeeded one another, but Sun Tzu's writings have always served as references for all military leaders to achieve their victories. Even today, it is not the war that has changed since Sun Tzu, it is the terrain in which it takes place. Since 2009, a hard fight has been going on in Summoner's Rift, and the most beautiful martial strategies have risen there. So, is League of Legends the ground where the next Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan will be born? Often neglected, the top lane nevertheless represents 1/3 of the map and weighs much more on the outcome of the game than we want to believe. In this video, we will be able to study the strategy of the best top laner in France, and one of the best in Europe, Cabochard from Karmine Corp. This game against Misfits Premier is the first of the 2022 French League season. Favorites of this competition, the Karmine Corp, started the game well by securing 2 dragons, but is only a few golds ahead of its opponent. The team then prepares to play the 3rd Mountain Drake. It all starts when Cabochard, who plays Ornn, invades Lee Sin's Raptors, forcing him to use his smite. Having then the advantage of the field, the French top laner can move towards the scuttler and kill it without being worried by a potential steal from the opposing jungler. Thanks to this monster, he provides vision to his team on the upcoming Drake. While the Karmine Corp bot lane destroys the top lane turret, the rest of the team head to the bot side river, and so do the Misfits players. Sun Tzu said that, generally, the one who occupies the ground first and waits for the enemy is in a strong position. Whoever arrives on the scene later and rushes into battle is already weakened. Thus, Cabochard takes advantage of his lead to take the bot lane wave. With Ornn's passive, Living Forge, he is able to forge his item, Fimbulwinter, and be the first of his team around the objective without having to base. Meanwhile, Gangplank needs to back in order to purchase an item. However, he makes a mistake that slows his team's strategic progress. He decides to go on the top lane to farm the wave pushed by the opposing bot lane, while the Drake is about to spawn in 30 seconds. Noticing his mistake, he corrects his path and heads to the Drake's pit. This misposition costs him 11 seconds and prevents his team from being able to advance further into the opposing jungle. They can't poke the enemy with their spells and get in a weakened position. When the Drake spawns, GP is not with his team yet and can't help them as the first skirmishes have begun. Aware that his team is not yet in place, and that they won't be in a good position to play the Mountain Drake, Cabochard relies on the resistance of his champion to bait the enemy, waste their time and put their spells in cooldown. Sun Tzu reminds us that those who are adept in the art of war, bring the enemy to the field of battle and do not allow themselves to be led there by him. The K-Corp top laner has well understood this, and tries to lure them into his jungle, in order to bring them back to a disadvantageous terrain, where the opponent has almost no vision. The bait works perfectly, and the vision, offered by the scuttler he killed seconds ago, allows him to perfectly grasp the amount of damage he can take before having to back off. Even though the Misfits Premier are the first on the objective, they are snapped up by Ornn and disorganize themselves. They sacrifice a lot of spells with long cooldowns, Lux's Cage and her area attack, Zoe's Sleep, as well as Caitlyn's and Lux's ultimates, but get nothing in return. In a weakened position, the Karmine Corp counterattack hits them hard. Cabochard launches the Call of the Forge God, separating the Misfits jungle from the rest of his team, and is able to slow down the opposing bot lane by forcing Caitlyn's cleanse. In the same chapter, Sun Tzu specifies that he whose advance is irresistible melts on the weak points of the enemy. K-Corp midlaner Socken, with his Vex, jump on the opponent and fear GP, Zoe and Lux. The second wave of Ornn's ultimate is perfectly timed and the crowd controls are linked. Jinx shoots her rocket and adds a lot of damage. Targeted by the French team, Lux can't escape and dies. The rest of the Misfits team can only run for their lives. During the counterattack launched by Vex, Cabochard voluntarily takes the traps set by Caitlyn, to help the return of Socken to the back lane and clear the way for his other teammates. Misfits tries to respond, but a good ultimate from Thresh and the tankiness of Ornn allows Karmine Corp to resist and take down the greedy Lee Sin. From then on, Vigo was able to find a reset, 3 against 4, and without the jungler, the Misfits team can only retreat and suffer from the final assault led by the red players. Taking part in the charge, Cabochard flashes in and make Gangplank and Zoe use their flashes. By supporting his jungler, he recovers the kill on Gangplank, and the Zoe is now all alone to contest the Drake. Playing admirably well, she will be able to kill Thresh, but can't do anything more but dying from Reckless and Cabochard's hits. This game sequence shows the genius of the Karmine Corp top laner. The scuttler done by Cabochard before this battle provided him the vision needed for the success of his strategy. This small detail changed the outcome of the teamfight, but also the outcome of the game. Indeed, the Karmine Corp players perfectly understood Sun Tzu's martial precepts and applied them wonderfully well during this fight. These lessons are very simple and yet so effective. 1. Be the first on the field where the battle will take place, or bring your opponent to a field that is favorable to you. 2. When you need to attack with an irresistible force, then aim for the weakest link in the enemy team. While there was only a 200 gold lead before this fight, the French team emerged from the battle with an advantage of 1,600 gold, as well as the possibility of securing the Drake's soul. Aware of the importance of these small details, the French top laner is an accomplished general who can influence the fate of his team and make them victorious. We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed doing it, and that you will use every little thing noticed here to become better in your own League of Legends games. Don't forget to let us know your feelings about this game, and about Cabochard in the comments section. If you loved this video, support us by liking it and by subscribing to this channel. It's only the first video of many others, and we can't wait to analyze other strategies in League of Legends. Love you all and see you again in the Summoner's Rift.